Hello, my former YouTube friends. So today, I decided to put together something a little bit out of the ordinary. One, because I kind of like to think that I give good advice sometimes, and two, I have had a lot of my friends and subscribers and people just say, Sarah, I'm starting school soon. Whoa, what do I expect? It's like, hey, Sarah, I'm starting college soon. What is life? And so I decided that I thought it would be a good idea to put together some bits and pieces of information. And I could tell you guys what, from at least my personal view, the difference between high school and college is, what to expect from college, kind of just the things that I didn't really think about or pay any attention to until after I finished my first year of college. So I figured, since I have 1 year under my belt, more to come, I have a little bit of experience, so why not share my knowledge with my friends? So, yes, I'm gonna try to keep this video under 30 minutes, but we all know me, so please wish me luck. But, yes, these are just gonna be the differences between high school and college, and I hope you enjoy. So, number one, although this isn't something that's deathly important and something that, oh my god, you need to write on the back of your hand so you remember every day, no, it's just one of those things that you kind of need to think, oh, that's true. Now it's time to start taking life a little bit more seriously and start acting a little bit more of an adult. Yeah, that's scary, I know, but we all gotta grow up someday. So, and that notion is, high school's free, 99% of the time. Now I know there's different situations, different circumstances. Not all colleges are the same and not all high schools are the same. So these may shift and change and things may not apply to you the way they apply to me. But yes, normally high school is free and it's mandatory. So you don't really have a say. It's kind of just one of those things where, oh, you're showing up, your parents are dropping you off, the bus is dropping you off, you gotta go. It's something you just gotta do, It's like you don't even ask questions. You just get up, oh, it's time to go to school. With college, it's a little bit different. Not only is it voluntary, but you pay for it yourself. And it's not just like, oh, $20. No, my friends, put like 6 zeros at the end of that. I'm just kidding. But no, yes, college is expensive, you guys, and you're going there because you want to. And if not, you need to rethink about what you're doing. In my opinion, you should not be going to college for your parents. You should not be going to college for your grandma, for your boyfriend, for your best friend. No, go to college for yourself. Your parents are mostly the ones who are probably going to be paying for it, and in some cases, you're going to be paying for it. So you kind of need to just keep that in mind while you're either in class or while you're just not feeling like wanting to go to class one day. It's your choice to be there, so put in some effort, you know what I mean? Like, you are choosing to be there, so don't show up and be all butthurt sour because, oh my god, I have school again. You're choosing to go there, you're choosing to pay. So that's one, my first thing on my list is that high school, kind of have to do it. College, it's your choice. So, yeah. Number two, at least in my life, I could rely on my mother for everything. She knew when my paper was due. She knew when I was getting a test back. She knew when I had a pop quiz, and I didn't even know. She knew what books I had to read. She knew when what started, you know what I mean? She knew everything, and I could honestly rely on her to remind me, hey, Sarah, you totally have a project due next week, or hey, Sarah, you have homework you need to do. I had that, and I had my teachers too. Your teachers really help you every day. They'll remind you, hey, you guys need to read these pages. You have this homework to do. They'll write the homework assignments up on the board. They will remind you. They'll help you. They'll double check to make sure that, you got the date right. You know what I mean? Things like that. So in college, it's literally your own responsibility. So there are some professors who are nice, and they do remind you, hey, you guys need to read 30 pages tonight. Like, don't forget, we got a quiz tomorrow. Sometimes they won't tell you. It's in the syllabus. So that's kind of along the lines of adding on to number two, the importance of the syllabus. In high school, never in my life did I read it. I'd put it in my folder, suck it up, and then go. Even in college, that's what I did the first semester. I just thought it was like, yo, this is what we're gonna do in class. No, you guys. The syllabus has every type of contact information for your teacher. It has all the teacher's office hours. It has all of the pages of books you're gonna be reading, most likely, because teachers normally plan the whole semester out, and it's up to you to follow their schedule. They're not gonna hold on if people forget to read their book. They're not gonna give you an extra day. Sometimes, like I said, it's different, but in most cases, they're on a strict schedule. So it's up to you to follow their schedule. you just don't have the same type of resources that you had in high school. Just meaning you don't have that many people looking out for you, so you really need to look out for yourself and take your own responsibilities into your own hands and don't depend on anybody. It'll just set you up for failure if you depend on other people. Number 3, and this is something that I did not know. I don't know why. It might be just because I've never had anybody in my entire family go to college, but in high school, you have class every single day. You normally go from 8:30 to 2:30, something like that. You start in the morning, you end in the afternoon. Every single day you have school. You sometimes have a summer break, but every single day you have class. Same time, no breaks, except lunch sometimes. But in college, it's pretty cool because not only do you only have class 1 to 3 times a week, but you only have that class for an hour. It is a little bit longer than in high school, but it's so different, you guys. It's so awesome because you don't have to go to school every single day. And then if you do have 3 classes in a day, sometimes you'll have hour-long breaks in between. So say you have an English class at 9 o'clock. It's possible that you don't have your history class until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm not exaggerating. So you have all the afternoon to either go walk around, to study like you should, to go find something to eat. And if you forgot to do a paper, you might possibly have an hour chunk of time to get that paper done. Number 4, one of the things that's very important is that in high school, normally your counselor creates your schedule for you. So you pop in the first day of school or the first day to get your ID, you get handed your schedule, you probably got to choose your electives, but normally your counselor put the classes in order and they just tell you yo, here are your classes. It is not like that in college. With college, you might get an email reminder that, hey, registration, it's time to register. I get texts sent to my phone that was hey, Sarah, it's time to register, registration is open. And that's it. It is up to you to go on, find your classroom, find what classes you need, find a class that still has open seats because it's like going to the movies. You have to put your reservation for yourself and for this class. And if you wait till the last week of registration, you guys, oh my God, it is hell. So one thing for advice would be to definitely make sure you sign up for your classes as soon as possible so you have the most choices of times, classes, teachers, all that jazz. But you have to do it yourself. They do have what's called an academic advisor, and I did see an academic advisor my first couple semesters just because I was undeclared, and if you really don't know what you want to go for, you kind of need some guidance. So they have academic advisors, but it's still so different compared to your counselor. The academic advisor is going to advise you. They're going to just give you kind of tips, guide you in the right direction, kind of, and just say, hey, you might want to look into these classes. They'll give you the class to look into, but they will not sit there and do it for you. So they do have help. Don't get me wrong. It's not like you're all by yourself, but you have a huge responsibility of finding these classes yourself. If you do need help, it's your responsibility to schedule a time to go talk to the advisor. So it's just a lot of responsibility on your shoulders that you didn't have in high school. So normally at school, you have a full school year. Sometimes in high school, it's split up into trimesters, semesters. All of them are different. But you normally have a fall break set in. You have a spring break, you have a summer break, and then it just starts all back over. So with college, it is 2 15-week semesters. So you have 15 weeks of class and then you're done with those classes and you start a new one. You do, after midterms, from what I can remember, you guys, at least with my college, you did get a week or so break. And you have the choice if you want to continue to do summer classes. So you can register for summer and it's just like having another school year back to back. So if you want to graduate sooner, you always have the choice to take classes during the summer too, and not you do have to kind of throw away your summer. But like I said, you guys, you go to school 3 times a week. So I would honestly recommend people take summer classes if you're going to college. But then again, if you want to break, you want to break. In high school, normally the most, at least in my high school, there was only about 20 kids in a room. And that was it. 20 kids. Maybe more, maybe less. So, and it's the same kids all the time, normally, all right? So in high school, all around the same ages too. Not to be anything weird, but normally you're all at least with my high school wasn't very diverse. So normally you're around all the same people, kind of the same race. When you go to college, you will have people of all ages, from some 14-year-olds who should still be in high school, and you're like, how did you even get in this building or on this property? Or there will be like 45-year-olds who are wanting their education. So that's really cool, I personally think, is that going from being in a group of just immature teenagers to a like bigger, just a bigger group of people with different languages being spoken, people from different countries. It is so cool. But on the downside, the classes range from, I had one class that had about 10 kids, and then I had another class that had 120. So there are some that are in a lecture hall that have over 70 people. The teacher barely knows your name. Or there's some that are more small in a classroom where it's more of a one-on-one kind of thing as opposed to a lecture. Number 7 is something that I really didn't learn until it was too late. So I thought I could apply my same studying skills that I had in high school to college. No, Sarah, tisk, tisk, tisk. So in high school, you rarely needed to study. And that was, at least in my case, like high school is pretty easy, I thought. You took notes in class and that was good. Like, you know what I mean? You barely even had to look over your notes every night, and normally you would only really look over your notes before a test. And even then, sometimes you're like, yo, I focused in class, I took good notes, I don't need to go over them, I know it's going to be on the test, and then you go into class and it's cool. I am not kidding you guys when I say, in college, if you want to be successful, you have to study for at least an hour or 2 for each class you have a night. So that means that you can't just take notes and not pay attention in class and then think that you can just like go home the night before the test and like study. Oh no, you guys. Normally, the reading assignment they give you will take an hour itself just to complete. Then it's really good for you to go over all of the notes you took in class. So really 2 to 3 hours outside of class for each class is what it takes to successfully understand what's going on in class. So you really want to keep up to date with studying and not wait until the end of the week to then study all the material you learned. You really want to kind of just study every night, make sure you got the information that was talked about in class, make sure you have the reading down, and make sure you're ready to talk about it the next day in class, so it's not apparent that you just have no idea what's going on. In high school, attendance is so strict and so serious that if you don't show up, they will call your parents, they will email your parents, they will call the police, they will find you and know why you're not at school. And the teachers will take attendance every single day at the same exact time, no ifs, ands, or buts. In college, it's very different. It depends on the professor, but sometimes a professor will take attendance and sometimes they won't. I've had some professors who take attendance by you have to sign the sheet, write your name on the sheet when you walk into class, and I've had other professors who call out names, and then there's some that don't even know your name by the end of the year, and you just came and went. So just know that in college, professors don't necessarily make it a task of them to take attendance, but they do have eyes and they are normal humans. They do realize things, and they realize when a seat is empty the whole year and then all of a sudden there's a body there. So in my opinion, you're going to school, you're paying for it, like I said, go to class, and if you don't, that's on you. In high school, homework is a must, and normally you have homework every single night. It's an assigned assignment. You have to turn it in the next day in class, and then you're graded for it, and then it's turned back to you. So in college, your homework is normally always just studying the content you went over in class or reading. There's never really just one worksheet you get given. And then if you do have homework, because sometimes there will be homework, sometimes the teacher will say, hey, I need you to go look up this type of paper up on it, and then I need you to turn it in tomorrow. Sometimes they'll check it for completion, and sometimes they'll check it for accuracy. Sometimes they'll just check it to make sure you did it, and sometimes they don't even grade it. So you never really know what to expect. So that's why, in my opinion, it is best that you just try your hardest no matter what, so then you don't really have room to necessarily fail as being a student. You may get a bad grade on a test, but if you are studying right and you go over the test, you see what you did wrong, normally you'll know what to expect the next time. really pay attention to the first test. That is another tip of mine. Normally the first test is going to be a huge wake-up call and say, hey, this is how all the other tests are going to look. This is the format of it. This is what to expect. To kind of get into a little bit more detail of how the tests are in college, at least with me, one test will include multiple choice, will include true or false, will include a little portion of where you have to write papers, a little reading portion, but it's like just a little bundle of different tests put into one kind of. So all the like multiple choice quizzes that you would have just out in the open in high school are now jammed into one test, one chance, and if you do bad, a lot of the times they will not let you redo the test. You can do test corrections to try to get some points back, but you guys, at the end of the day, just try hard the first time, study like crazy, and you won't have to even worry about trying to save yourself after that. Another thing on my list is that if you're falling behind, teachers are going to talk to you and be like, hey, you're slipping, do you want some help? Like, is everything okay? In college, it's not like that. There may be a part where a teacher will call you over and be like, hey, I'm just letting you know you're failing the class. If you miss class, your professor will look at you like you're stupid if you go up to them the next day and say, hey, I wasn't here yesterday, what did I miss? They'll be like, honey, go back to high school. Like, where are you? It is up to you guys to get all of the notes you missed from another classmate. It is up to you to understand what you did in class. It is not up to the professor to like keep up to date with what you missed. They'll probably be like, I didn't even know you were in this class. Like, which class of mine are you even in? So if you miss a class, and I really would recommend not to, especially if you only go twice a week, you guys, that's 2 times out of 7 days. It's okay to go twice a week. You know what I mean? So even they'll look at you dumb, like, you should have been here. You only need to be here twice a week. So what is your excuse that you just had to miss? So yes, that is one of the biggest things, is that your teachers they're not necessarily your best friend. They're your teacher in this thing. So yes, professors, their job isn't to see how many students they can become friends with. They're going in, teaching, and then going home and going back to their life. My last 2 things that I'm going to talk about have to do with just the notes portion. A teacher sometimes will lecture for the whole hour of the class and never shut up. Never shut up. They're not expecting you to write down every single word that they say, and they do try to teach us that in high school, but they just don't. They just talk. They know what they need to say, so they're saying what they need to say, and whatever information you want to take away from it is up to you. So it's up to you to take the good notes. Now, when a teacher is giving a lecture and they stop, because this has happened in every single one of my classes, if they stop and turn around and write something on the board, for example, in one of my psychology classes, every time he would say a name of somebody important, he would write their name on the board. And that was an indication of, hey, this dude's going to be on the test, look out for this name. So if a teacher is lecturing and they stop and they put a little bit of information up on the board, you write that down. If they stop to repeat themselves and they repeat a certain fact more than once, that fact is very, very, very important. So your professor is a pretty intelligent person, I'm not gonna lie, and in other cases there may be some dumb professors, but from my experience, I have only known very intelligent professors. So your teachers are normally smarter than everybody, of course, like obviously, but your teachers are very smart individuals, and they are very, very they're not uptight, but this goes into my very last little tip, bit of information of how high school is different than college, is that in high school, your teachers have to have patience. They have to have understanding. They have to be sympathetic towards you. It's kind of like part of their job. That's a teacher's role. Now a professor's role is completely different. A professor does not have to be patient. They do not have to be sympathetic. Normally they aren't. Some professors are so stone cold that it's like, whoa, whoa. But they don't have to be patient. They don't have to be nice. They don't have to worry about you going home and being like, oh my God, Mom, Mr. Nelson was so mean today. Can you please call the principal? No, they're like, yo, I've got my job. I'm getting paid. I know what I'm doing. So if you choose to come to class and just be on your laptop, they're going to have no respect for you. If they see you under your desk on your phone, they're going to notice it and have no respect for you because you're not respecting their time. So with teachers in high school, it's so different. You don't have to respect them for them to give you their respect. It's kind of like they have to give you respect no matter what. In college, you guys, if your professor wants to walk out of his classroom, he can walk out of his classroom. Like, if no one's paying attention or if anything is happening, they can call the shots. They are so different than teachers. They don't even have the name of a teacher. They are a professor, a college professor. So they're just, you know, they're kind of under a whole different category. And I'm not saying to not respect your teachers in high school. I'm just saying it kind of comes with the job of working with high schoolers. They have to be there. Those kids don't have a choice to be there. In college, it is your choice to be there. So if you are choosing to piss away every day, then that's on you. I really want to cut this video short because I promised you guys in the beginning that this would be a shorter video, but it wasn't, and I'm sorry. I thought writing things down would help, but your girl just had a lot of tips she wanted to just share, and I honestly wish a lot of people would have told me this. And sometimes they do tell this stuff to you guys, like in orientation or just some of the teachers on the first day. They kind of tell you what's to be expected. But I really never had somebody to say, yo, Sarah, this is what college is going to be like heads up. So that's why I thought I would make this video. I did have a couple of people comment and ask me to like talk about some tips and advice. So I wanted to focus this video specifically on the differences between high school and college. So if you guys want me to make any other videos related to this as the social aspect of college, you know, because college is so different that there's way more than just the academic side. So if you guys want me to talk about the social life of school, how to handle friends, how to handle a social life and handle college, how to handle a job and college, I promise you guys, I've almost done it all under the sun. So I've always got advice under my sleeve. But I just wanted to get this video up real quick. So if anybody has any questions before they're starting school, I know school is starting really soon and some kids are even starting next week, but I've still got a couple weeks to kind of calm myself, get prepared to try this out yet again. And more importantly, oh my god, if you guys want me to make a video about how to survive college as either being special needs or having a brain injury, please let me know. Because there is also a huge difference between going to college as a normal person and going to college now as a brain injured person. So I am on a complete new spectrum even myself, as before my college experience now is going to be so different. So yes, if you guys would like to be curious about things of that nature, about kind of more other topics, just let me know. You know I'd love to put together a video. So I really hope this was informative. It helped. I hoped I wasn't just rambling. I really tried to keep my brain in focus. But yes, if anybody has any questions, comments, anything like that, feel free to leave them below. Message me, email me. You know I will always respond. So I wish everybody an amazing school year. Get all your school supplies, get all your books ready, and just pay attention and have fun, okay? Have fun.